Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fox.
And you are here for the races of the Fortune 500. I don't know. I had a better thing in my mind that I was going to go into, but I'm not good at off-the-cuff kind of stuff like that, Jules. Are you good at that?
No, I suck at it.
I'm
good at zings. You know, responses.
Yes.
But
yes.
Nah, you put me on the spot to make something up, and I can't.
And you're good for a good cat pun too, as well.
Yes.
Yes. Or any type of pun, really. It's kind of you're not really partial to your puns.
No.
You sort of.
I'm pun-amorous.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we want to remind everyone we are live.
Unfortunately,
it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now.
Yes.
And of course, we are on nightride.fm
or
on our YouTube station. If you are listening, say hi in the chats. We love shouting out names. And tonight, we want to welcome Toronto artist Nightflyer. Welcome.
Thanks so much. So happy to be here.
Yeah. Fantastic. We are just thrilled to have you on the show. Now, I know you are a Torontonian. What's the term?
That's correct.
Is that a real thing?
Oh, it definitely is.
Torontonian.
Jules definitely knows.
I mean, I just made that up, like, in my mind. But I'm glad to know that it is apparently a thing, so that's good. Every now and then I'll make up a word, and it'll be a real word. And I surprise myself sometimes.
So what do they call you, Dennis? Like New Jerseyans?
No, they don't. They just call us assholes. I don't know. It's like I don't think anybody refers to New Jersey as anything other than just like the butt of a joke.
The Jersey boys.
Yeah, I guess Jersey boys, but that's not really a thing because you got to keep it PC and. What are you gonna do with the girls or
well, yeah, I guess
Jersey girls. They do have Jersey girls.
Jersey folk.
Is my mic too loud? You're gonna say yes. My mic's always loud.
By the way, quick shout outs. We gotta do some shout outs.
Yeah, shout outs.
We got people already tuned into the chats. I
Fantastic.
want to say hi to Jeff Creature and our buddy Craig Pacman over in Perth, Australia, who just got to work. So he's going to be in and out of the chats. He's got to drive safely.
Yeah.
Our new friend Andy Ellis is in the chats.
Hey, very nice.
Yeah, we played a track of his last week. Karen's been playing his songs.
Yeah.
We've also got Distarian all the way from Poland.
All right.
It must be, I'm going to guess, like midnight-ish.
Or
close to.
It's not too late. It's not too late for the people overseas right now.
Normally Distarian's awake at like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know when he sleeps, but I'm glad that he can listen in on the show.
Never.
That's always
Also,
fun.
want a quick shout out to Aero Team, also in the IRC chat.
Hey, nice.
Karen Zoe Lee is tuned in as well.
Hey.
Hi, Karen. And Reckoning is also in the IRC chat. And we've also been joined by Kit and Computer M.
Hey, the OGs just keeping the old IRC on lockdown.
Over in YouTube, we got Neon Samurai, who's tuned in again.
Sweet.
We've also got, Barracuda, our buddy Barracuda.
Hey, Barracuda. Oh, man, I miss Barracuda. I gotta go down to Florida again.
No kidding, we all miss, Retro Fest.
We gotta do the State of Synth type of meetup. I think that'd be really fun. We'll have it in Florida because, I mean,
palm trees.
Yeah, who wouldn't have it in Florida for, anything, really?
Yeah.
Also,
one last shout out to S0, who's also in the IRC chat. So,
Sweet.
Yes, thank you folks for tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize for my horrible thing. Sometimes I just don't know where I'm going with things. I get confused and a little too animated sometimes too. I think I drink a little too much coffee, Jules. Mm-hmm. And it is like 6 p.m. our time, so the coffee's still kind of wearing off because I drink coffee all day long.
Man,
I've
been drinking Coca-Cola since I was a kid, so caffeine does nothing to me anymore.
Oh man, I've tried I try to, limit it. What I'll do is I'll go like a couple days and I won't have any coffee, and then I'll just like have all the coffee, and then like I just get supercharged. Do you ever have like that supercharged day? Yeah. You get like supercharged, and then like you can just get so much more done, I think.
Well, yeah. I find
level, right?
Exactly. You can build it, I guess.
Yeah.
You can acclimatize to it.
So how much coffee do you drink, Mr. Do we call you Flyer, Mr. Flyer?
Mr. Flyer.
Mr. Night?
Yeah, Mr. Flyer. Yeah, Mr. Nightflyer is my father's name, so I just go by Mr. Flyer. Yeah. I usually have at 1 cup a day, often 2, like 1 in the middle, just a little pick-me-up in the afternoon.
Yes.
Helps me get to the workday.
It's the mid-afternoon.
Sounds very Canadian.
It gets you going, and it just pushes you through the rest of the day.
Exactly.
So that's good.
Nothing wrong with that.
So sometimes when we have like these early shows, still jazzed up, and that's just the way it is. But yeah,
Dennis, so Canada is one of those countries that drinks a lot of coffee.
Is that true?
Like,
I didn't know.
Like
that.
I know.
Well, Tim
like,
Hortons.
I know in America, like the Pacific Northwest drinks a lot of coffee and stuff. But
That is
it's
true.
nothing like Canadians. And we have that chain here, Tim Hortons.
Yes.
Get
You're like
this,
famous for that.
Right near my work, there was basically in Toronto, on every corner, there's 3 coffee shops.
Oh, wow.
So one corner is reserved for, I don't know, like a pharmacy or something. And then there's the other 3 corners, it's coffee shops. And one of them's a Tim Hortons, one of them's a Starbucks, and the other one's probably a Second Cup or something like that.
A second.
But I just saw a Starbucks near my work couldn't compete with the Tim Hortons next to it and closed down.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So many have been closing down in Toronto. It's crazy.
I know. It's
That's the thing about Starbucks, though. They don't really have good coffee.
Well, yeah, it's
all
crappy.
like
it's horrible.
It's better than Tim Hortons. Trust me.
It's coffee.
Actually, no. You know what? If you get a
and-
Tim Hortons dark roast coffee, it's not bad.
I feel like Starbucks is just coffee drinks. Like my wife constantly says, I want Starbucks coffee, and then I bring her home a Starbucks coffee, and she gets pissed off at me every time.
No, because they don't serve coffee. They serve like half calf mocha.
They will.
Latte.
Oh, man.
They
The
will
Pike
serve
is
it.
so good,
Grande.
though. Get the Pike.
So this does sound delicious. I think I want to have another cup of coffee.
You know what? I think I know what it is, though. I think with the economy the way it is and people's money the way it is, they can't afford a Starbucks anymore.
Yeah, that could be
The
it.
best, I think everyone will agree, though, the best coffee, and I'm not saying this because of my recent McRib addiction, but McDonald's does make one of the best coffees. Unfortunately, nobody wants to line up at a McDonald's in the morning when
It's
everyone's
true.
getting their breakfast to just get a coffee.
Right. Yeah, because you got places to be.
Yeah,
and
they got those little McCafes in various places, but yeah, their dark roast or black coffee is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be wrong. This could be misinformation, but I heard that they bought the previous coffee brewer
Yes.
that Tim Hortons used years
Yes,
ago.
exactly. They spent like millions
Really?
and millions of dollars on it
No.
to
so
buy
that's
it.
why it's
buy
good.
it. Yeah.
Well, that's more of an investment than I thought McDonald's would make. Starbucks just has that same old shit that they've had for like the 10 years. Like there's like, you guys are going to come anyway because we just, we take the coffee and then it's like a base of coffee, but then they put like 5 pounds of like sugar and, the whipped cream and then like the crunchy stuff. And here's my only gripe though, honestly, with Starbucks. I don't know what it is, but when they say the opening line, you've been to a Starbucks before, right? So when you go in, you pull up to the drive-thru, what do they say? What can I get started
I
for
don't actually
you?
know either.
I don't know what it is. It's probably just like the old man yells at cloud kind of thing, and my vibe that I get from that. But like, it drives me nuts. I don't know what it is. And if anyone out there can explain or even like identify with the whole phrase and why it would like annoy me, I'd like to know. I want to dig deep into my psyche.
It's triggering, Dennis.
It is. It triggers me every time. Like
Really one of the tragedies.
sometimes I even like I base my tips off of it, whether or not they say it or not. Like sometimes you're gonna get like a cool person, and then they're just like, "Hey, what can I get for you?" And then I'm like, "Yes," like just normal. Like I don't know. There's something about the line that drives me nuts. Anyway, that's I need therapy. We know that. we're gonna get psychoanalyzed after the show.
I need to go on record and just defend Starbucks ground coffee that you make at home. That is where it's at. Trust me.
Now, so you make it at home though. That's probably the trick. I think you gotta just take it home because it is real coffee.
Get the normal beans instead of the wacky stuff they make.
Right, all the wacky stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, like they got like macadamia almond flavored toffee nuts with macaroons inside
some Colombian beans.
Sounds really good.
It does sound good, actually. Do they make that? Because I think I want to order that next time I'm there. All right, enough with the coffee.
Right.
We are a synthwave podcast. We play the best synthwave music out there.
Coffee wave.
The latest and the greatest and the up and coming and the OGs. And we do it all, Jules. We just, we do it all.
Yes.
I think it's great.
So why don't we kick off with a track?
Yes.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Mr. Flyer about all the music he's done, all the music he's making,
and play some
records
songs
and all that jazz.
Because we got some songs. We got some premieres, I believe. Maybe.
Yep, for sure.
Awesome.
Right. Very excited about that.
All right.
Yes.
We'll kick things off with a submission from Future Flux 84, I believe, which I think it's comprised of one of the members is Vincent Varney, which is part of the band Nightcry.
Oh, cool.
Who is going to be playing in Seattle, and Karn recently interviewed them. I think she's going to be airing that interview late this week or next week.
Oh, very good.
So, this track is called Summer Camp by Future Flux, and you're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Future Flux 82?
84.
84? I don't know. They sent when they sent the file, it was like not properly tagged, so I had to. I know I'm making excuses, and I just totally threw them under the bus. We love you, Future Flux. If you can let us know your actual name. I think either the meta was off or the form, when they filled out the form, they put their artist name, and I think they had just Future Flux, because at one point I was like, oh, there's this number on the end of it, and I'm like, let me take off the number at the end of their artist
I'm
name.
going by the fact that
you know more than I do, Jules.
Vincent Varney invited me to like the page Future Flux 84 recently.
Okay.
And
then there it is.
And knowing him, being part of Nightcry, I just made the connection there. So I'm pretty sure it's Future Flux 84.
Okay. Future Flux 84 with Summer Camp.
And a quick shout out to Lucho Fredo, who joined us in the YouTubes, and SynthFan86, who has joined us in the IRC.
Synthfan or Synthfan?
Like he's standing.
He's standing?
What's standing?
Standing. I thought you said he's standing. And I'm like confused. I'm like, what does that mean? Like what?
He's making a stand about how much he's a fan?
I'm taking a stand.
Thank you. Mr. Flyer with the save.
Where are we going with this entire thing? Like, are we live? Are we doing a show? Are we interviewing?
We're live. We're doing a show. Knock, knock, knock.
Oh my God.
All right, Mr. Flyer, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
And apologies in advance for
all the dumb
questions
in advance.
We got to thank you in advance for the 3 tracks you're going to let us play tonight, which are
excited to for everyone to hear them.
Yeah. So I guess let's start with the usual questions. When did you first sit down and start making little
bleeps and bloops
or anything?
Melodies.
Noises, yes.
When did you discover gated drums? When was it?
Gated drums. Well, that'd probably be 2016. So I started, making music with GarageBand in like June 2015, and then had no idea what I was doing, obviously. And then I loved Drive, of course, when it came out. I mean, who doesn't?
Is that what gave you like the jump start and said like, wow, this is a thing that like I'd like to be a part of?
Kind of, but like I saw it in like 2013 or 2011, something like that. And then I didn't really get into synthwave until I heard Perturbator's Nocturne City in 2015. And
that was the trigger.
Myself listening to this.
That was the jump.
And then I saw some Arcade High tutorials on YouTube, and they used Logic Pro.
Yeah, those boys are great for that.
Oh, I know, they're so good. Even to this day, they hold up. And then so then I got into synthwave and dreamwave. Lots of inspiration from artists like Time Cop. And like FM84, and then I kind of gravitated toward the chillsynth scene in 2018 or so.
Yeah, because I like the stuff you do is like it's very melodic, it's very chill, and I dig that. It's like, I guess your name is fitting, like Nightflyer, because I feel
and it's not vaporwave either.
It's not. It's
chill wave.
Yeah. It's great. Like I can envision myself just, just flying through. Like when you're flying. Like your name says, are you flying in a plane? Or just flying down the road in a car? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I think when I first started out, it was really like flying down the road of a car would be pretty apt. Like I even on my first EP, I had a song called "Flying by Night," and I thought that was like a funny title, and it's really like an upbeat, classic synthwave song.
Nice.
But yeah, as I've kind of evolved as an artist, if you want to take the metaphor seriously, it's like you're like in the clouds soaring above everything, maybe like at dawn there's like a pink sky, just kind of get that nice vibe going.
That's what I had. That's the vibe that was in my head when I saw Nightflyer, because when we did the graphic, we do a graphic for each guest, and I immediately thought, just flying through the sky, like in a plane or some sort of contraption or something like that. Maybe like a Blade Runner kind of thing, like you're a flying car. There you go.
Yeah, crazy.
Jump in the flying car, and you just have this, this just mood just wash over you. And I think your music just kind of produces that mood that I like to be in when I'm driving. It's got to be at night though. Like this is like nighttime flying music or driving.
It's in the name, like
right.
Like,
well, yeah, that like
you're doing it wrong.
In general, most wave music has to
wrong.
happen. Has to be at night.
I'm so sorry, sir. You can't listen to this yet. It is not nighttime.
No.
You're gonna have to change the channel until at least 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's better in winter because then the sun goes down.
Right,
sooner.
that's more music.
A couple more hours of music. Yeah.
But for us up in the north, sure, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
For us too. Like I think it's nice though. I like the nice thing about right now. What is it? March? It's not March yet. It's February, but
you wish.
It's getting to that point where the days are going to be longer, and I just love, I love having the daily. So I guess I'm the anti Nightflyer fan because I'm more like a day flyer. Like I love daylight.
Day crawler?
Day roller. Yes.
Yeah.
That could be your like side project when you decide, you want to kind of do something different, and maybe that could be like your vaporwave label.
Yeah, it's like my sludge metal phase or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that
That'll be the dark synth or something.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Ben and Grid who has joined us.
Hey,
as well as O1IA1.
Wait, what?
I'm sure I'm reading that wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure if it comes out the right way, it'll sound like something. But I'm messing it up.
I love it.
So, Mr. Flyer, you mentioned Perturbator and Arcade High. So these days, typically, what do you find yourself listening to when you're not producing your own music?
Yeah, are you like completely into synthwave, or do you listen to like a little bit of this, a little
Nana
bit of that?
Mouskouri or something like that?
Like, do you bleed neon like Neon Fox?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I've like before I got into synthwave, I was really into artists like Tycho, Boards of Canada, on like the electronic IDM side.
Oh my god!
Like Deer Hunter was a noise pop rock band that I really liked for quite a while, and they're still awesome. Talking Heads, Aphex Twin, and ambient techno artist called The Field. But yeah, like I am soaked in the neon. So I still love the Midnight. I still love like FM84. Still love Michael Oakley. He's amazing.
Speaking of the Midnight, did you get tickets for October?
No, I didn't.
Ooh.
Not yet. I don't know if I will, but
okay. Well,
yeah.
Just a reminder, it's there.
Yes,
yeah, I did see them in 2018, but
that's right.
I mean, they're constantly like the good news is like if you're a Midnight fan, like they're constantly on tour and like hitting every single corner of the earth, which is insane.
I know. They just finished India.
I have to admire that, honestly.
Yeah.
I do sometimes. I get a little Midnight out, like when I'm like, I just saw them last year, and usually the way it happens is I try to catch a show when I can. I did actually miss the show in October because there was like 5 other things going on, and I'm like, if I ask my wife for one more concert, I'm gonna get shot.
Toronto, we used to have the Midnight every year. Dance with the Dead would swing by every year, along with Magic Sword every year, and then 2 of them have stopped visiting us as often. Well, they want to play to bigger venues and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Toronto's a big place, right? They got.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. The music scene here is struggling.
I did a little VR thing, and I did a little tour of Toronto, and that's what I do when I'm not like doing this show. As I just sit there with my MetaQuest, and I just sort of like they have like all these like virtual places you can go. Like you can go to like Atlantic City, or you can go to Vegas,
Venice, or whatever.
Go to Venice. Like I saw the Louvre, and then the latest one I saw was Toronto. And you guys got like some cool shit going on in Toronto. You got tall buildings. You have like, big screens. It's kind of like a big city kind of vibe. That's at least what I got.
It is. It is.
It's like a real city.
We've got tons of like skyscraper condos and stuff going up, and already up. And no, it's a pretty big city. But when it comes to electronic,
Right.
well, so here's the thing: if it was like drum and bass or EBM, you might find clubs packed to the gills with ravers or techno or trance or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it used to be a hub for synthwave, lately it's struggling.
What do you guys think it is?
I think it was Dana Jean Phoenix taking off to Wales. That I'm gonna blame her. Oh, and Parallels taking off to LA.
Yes, that's definitely.
COVID probably.
I guess when all you like the people who made
COVID, but
when they made up the scene and they leave the scene to go to other scenes, I guess.
Well, yeah.
That's
I guess maybe Wales needed a little bit of tender loving care.
Yeah.
By the way, quick shout out to another Aussie friend, Dave 808 Turner.
There he is.
In the IRC.
Very good. Very good.
How about some music?
I think we should do some more music because
All right.
we talked a lot.
Mr. Flyer, we got this one with Faulty Lights lined up. Do you want to tell us something about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the track's called Even Fall. It's kind of like an up-tempo, textured track. Faulty Lights is from the UK, and I did another track with him called Hyperion last year, and it actually made it onto New Retro Waves channel, which was really, really cool. I really enjoyed how this song came together. He sent me the demo, and I could like visualize how the song was going to sound once I was done with it, like as soon as I heard it, and it just came together so easily. So I really enjoyed working on that. It doesn't happen all the time when that happens, so when it does, it's just really amazing, I'd say.
Now, this track, it's not out yet, is it?
This one is. It came out on February 16th. So just a couple weeks.
Where can folks find it on Bandcamp?
Yeah, it's on his Bandcamp. It's also on Spotify. That'd be the main place I'd go. And also all the other streaming services, too.
Okay.
Very good. All right. Mr. Jules, you want to go ahead and set this one up?
Yeah, this is Faulty Lights and Nightflyer with Even Fall, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Evenfall by Faulty Lights and Nightflyer. Very cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very chill. Hope you guys enjoyed, whether you're flying or driving or, even just chilling out, listening to the show.
That was so crystal clear and smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We have a lot of chill synth fans on Night Ride FM. I think, in fact, if you go to the station, especially like the YouTube station, I think we kind of like, it's like 500 listeners concurrent, which still kind of blows my mind that chill synth is like that popular that people just flock to anything chill synth. Like
There's currently 473 listening on the chillsynth station.
Wow. Well, see now, usually like earlier in the day, 2 p.m. for us, 10 a.m., even like the morning to the evening, and we do notice like a drop off of like 50 to 75 listeners. So that's pretty damn good. I mean, any way you look at it, it's pretty damn good. So good job, chill synth.
Yeah, I think it just lends itself to people doing other things, right? If you're studying, playing video games, working, that kind of music, I mean, it's hard to do the same thing if you're listening to something like Perturbator or Carpenter Brute or LeBrock or
right. Yes, and vocals and lyrics and singing just throws you off. Sort of like what we're doing now. Apologies to all the people who are listening to us saying, what the hell are all these guys talking on this show? But again, it is a show and we do talk, so there that is. But it's something about the lyrics and the singing and the vocals that kind of throw you off your game a little bit. I totally get that. Although I'm a programmer too, and I can listen to my vocal.
I can handle it all.
Synth, come on, get your shit together.
I want noise in the background. It's good for you. Silence will kill you.
Silence, oh my god, silence is the worst. It really is. Always got to have music, and so we know what kind of music Mr. Nightflyer listens to.
Let's talk about collabs. So we just played one with Faulty Lights. Now you've worked with remixes with Hello Meteor. You've worked with other folks that I noticed were on the Girlfriend Records label. I mean, you're no rookie to collaborations, are you?
No, actually. So I think the Hello Meteor remix was the first one I did, and then I did one with Mirage, who's still active, and then I've done a bunch since, like with Megas and Adam Ford, and I have some upcoming ones even. So actually, I think this year is going to be the year where I do the most. There's one with Axl Rhodes that's coming out at some point on his album, which I'm really excited about. And I really love collaborating with other artists, and I'm just kind of sad I didn't start doing it sooner.
Yeah, well,
collabs are fun, I think.
I always think artists, I mean, some artists, they have a particular style. They just don't want to work with anyone else just because they have a vision for their music, and that's that.
Right.
But I think once in a while, collabs are great because you get to, I think it stretches your techniques and your understanding of how other artists do things.
Yes.
And at the same time, when you release something, you have your pool of followers. They have theirs. When your both names are tagged on Spotify or something else, all of a sudden each artist's followers find the other artist, and you just doubled up.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, it like amplifies it, and then it like when you come together, it just you can create something that's more than the sum of its parts. So then, if you just worked on it yourself or they worked on it themselves, it might not be the same. It's just a whole new piece of art.
You said it better than I could have.
Very good. Now
let's talk about Girlfriend Records.
Yes, I was about to get to that. Girlfriend Records. You work with them a lot, I guess, right?
Yeah, I've been working with John since 2022. He put out one of my EPs called Infinite Waves, and then last year he put out my first physical release for the single from my EP called Illusions. It was like a really cool like postcard vinyl, which I had never heard of before, but it's like a small vinyl record that has room for a 3-minute song. And really? I have a copy, and it is
Wait
honestly
a minute.
Pretty
what
cool.
Is it one of them vinyls that have like it's
Oh, there it is. I'm looking at it.
It's like really. It's got one. Wait, you said one track?
Yep, 3 minutes, no more. I had to actually cut down the length of the track specifically for that.
So how much plastic are they wasting on that? Like, because you could fit a lot of stuff on a. It's like a regular size record.
No, it's a 7-inch. No, it's a postcard record. So. Oh, wait. So is it actually square? Like rectangular?
I think so.
Oh my God! You know what they should
do? It is. It's one of those little things. It's one of those things where it's. Yeah, I'm gonna post a link. Post a link in the chats. That's very cool.
You get that in the box of cereal.
7 remaining.
Is that the kind of stuff you get with the box of cereal, like in the 80s when you're like, you get the such and such record, and you're like, you can't fit a record in this cereal box, and then you open it up, and it's this little square, thin little plastic thing, and it's literally like maybe 3 inches by 3 inches square, and you put it on, and it's like the little teeny tiny vinyl, but it's square, and then you put your record on, and then you get a lot of scratches because the fidelity is probably, not saying your fidelity is off, but I'm thinking back of the cereal boxes, and I want more synthwave to be released on those little things. They're like, it's almost like business card size. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Was it cereal?
I'll let you know, Dennis. I just ordered it.
Of course you did. Is that cereal boxes? I'm trying to go back to my memories, and all I remember is I used to go across the street to Michelle Frankenfield's, and she had, shout out to Michelle Frankenfield wherever the hell you are. She had a ton of records from her mom and dad, and we would just throw in like old, like, all the 80s bops and whatnot. But she had all these records. They were literally like, it was like just cut plastic. They were like super small, and they were cool though. Like you could really make them cheap. Maybe that's what it was. You can make them really cheap and put them inside of cereal boxes, or I don't know. I feel like they're blue. They're always like blue. This blue plastic. I don't know why it had to be blue, but
I'm going to tell John for the next guerrilla marketing campaign, just go to a grocery store and just put a bunch of those in different cereal boxes.
This was the one with...
Exactly.
Let me get this right. Is this the one with Megas?
Yeah, that's right.
Good. All right, I ordered the right one. Good.
I feel like we should do like a show notes type of thing. Some shows do like this show notes thing. Maybe we could do like a special thing where, I don't know, if you subscribe to something, you can get the show notes, and we can have like pictures of like the records and whatever it is we talk. We have like a big picture of Tim Hortons coffee, just to put context to the stuff that we're talking about. If you guys are interested in that, let us know. We'll have somebody do it for us.
Like a visual.
Yeah. Like cue cards, like slideshows, or what is it when they PowerPoint presentations?
Yeah, it'll just remind me what to say. I'll be like, oh yeah, there I am.
Yeah. Flash that up.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just good to have the visuals with the the talking and the describing, to actually see it, and maybe even have links to it. Who knows? Maybe you could link off to timhortonscoffee.com or starbuckscrapcoffee.com or something. I don't know.
Nightflyer, you put in the IRC chat. You're in there. So folks, if you want to ask Mr. Flyer questions, he's in the IRC chat. You reminded us that John at Girlfriend Records, he's puts a lot of stuff out on 3.5-inch floppies.
What?
Yeah. So
3.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's actually cooler than, I think it's cooler than the record that you fit in a cereal box, like a 3-inch floppy. Because how much can you fit on that? Like
he includes like bonus stuff, like I think like special art, maybe like other mini bonuses too. So you get some extras.
Typically 3.5-inch floppy, wasn't that like 2.4 megs or something?
Yeah, it's like just shy of your traditional song, I feel like.
Well,
usually it's about like actually most of the
depends on the bit rate, I guess.
Right. Well, most of your 320 kilobit bit rates probably like 10. Yeah, 4 or more. 10. Right.
Yeah.
Although you could do like you could have one half of the song. That's what they should get into. Remember the old days when you had the 45s and the song was too damn big that it couldn't fit on a 45. So it got to a point, and then it's like, they would make like a beeping sound and be like boop. You flip the record. It'll be like, flip the record when it's at the sound of the beep, and you like flip it, and then you play the other half of the song.
Yeah.
Like so many things.
Andy Ellis is like, yeah. So the 3.5-inch floppies, they started out with 720K, and then they went up to 1.4 megabytes in the Amiga days and all that. But then they started doing like double density or something.
That's right.
And they actually got to 2.44 megabytes. So
yeah, that was
1.4
hardcore.
megabytes was the general size of a 3.5-inch, but they did manage to get high density ones at 2.44 megs.
All right, so yes, I think we need to market some stuff. I think
Okay, grab those cereal boxes, gentlemen.
We get some cereal boxes. What kind of cereal will we put this in though? Like,
I don't know.
What's your favorite cereal when you were a kid? Like, are
sugar,
you
me
all over the sugar?
Sugar freak or Sugar Crisp?
Sugar Crisp.
Honey Nut
Sugar
Cheerios.
Crisp. Are you serious about Sugar Crisp?
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
That shit, you could eat that shit without milk. Just stuff it, fill your hands with it.
That's like cereal garbage. Like, I feel like it confused me. It confused me because it looked like overcooked rice kernels. Like, I feel like it was like inflated, and it had like, it was like sticky. That's all I remember. It was like inflated something.
It's all sugar.
It looked kind of like a
99% sugar, and
it kind of looked a little like the opposite of phallic. What's the opposite of phallic? I don't really know.
I'm afraid of this conversation.
Vulvic? I don't. It was like,
anyways.
It was vulvic shaped, and it was sticky. And I'm not trying to take this in that direction. I'm just trying to describe what I remember it to be. It was bizarre. Okay. Your normal cereal, you have, it's usually like in a flake, right? You have your flake, which is like what,
or your donuts, like Cheerios,
or a round
squares.
Circle. They were round circle,
or your like cylinders, like
or circles.
Captain Crunch.
Yes, or like the Crunch Berries and like all that stuff had its own, but it was it was its own thing. It was like its own shape that
it just looked like fat Rice Krispies coated in sugar.
Yeah, no, I just threw that stuff in the garbage when I got that from school.
Barley.
For me, it was all about.
You know what? It kind of does look like barley, but it doesn't taste like it.
Barley. That's it. It looked like exactly. It was just like eating cardboard flavored barley.
No.
But I will say, nothing beats Cocoa Krispies with milk, because then you kind of get a double treat. Like, first you get the cereal, and then you get to drink the milk, and the milk is chocolate milk.
Yeah, but that's like Count Chocula. That stuff was the shizzles, because you also had the little fake marshmallows in it.
Count Chocolate. Although I will stand by my Cocoa Krispies. I did like the occasional Count Chocula. So, all right.
So I know what Dennis is having for dinner now.
I'm going to have
with his coffee.
I'm going to have Cocoa Krispies with a big ass pint of what do we say, macadamia almond flavored
something
Starbucks coffee. Yes, that is going to be the
all right, Mr.
dinner
Flyer.
of champions.
Let's get back to union music. These days, what galvanizes you into sitting down to create a new track? Because I know some people have writer's block. What's the catalyst for you starting a new track?
I love this topic. Just the creative process. It's just like, I don't know, you can't like pin it down. So yeah, like I find it's really non-linear. So I found for me, like, it probably differs depending on the person, but you just you need a discipline. You have to kind of keep at it. Like, I can't always just wait for inspiration to strike. I just have to, check in every day and just try out sometimes dozens of ideas and see what sticks. Or maybe I'll walk away for a couple days and let it percolate in my head, and then I'll come back to it and be like, oh my God, this works, or this is terrible. And then other times, like with Evenfall, and Faulty Lights, I will be able to just to have that inspiration and just kind of visualize it in advance. But I just find too often I just kind of have to put in the time, discipline myself, and then something will come of it.
Do you ever get random ideas while you're out and about or at work?
Yes, I do. And sometimes I can record it or write it down or something. Other times I'm like, yeah, I'll remember that. And then I will forget 5 minutes later.
Yeah, there's something to be said for quickly humming into your recorder or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then even then it's there's no guarantee it'll actually work out when it's in the song. But still, it's better than, trying to remember what that was.
Oh, so the next track we're going to play, is this one out yet? The one with Gridluster?
No, this one's called Dragon Temple. It's actually going to be part of Gridluster's upcoming album. It's a single that's going to be released, I think, on March 29th. So that's coming out through Girlfriend Records.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
So, wow, that's going to be a whole month in advance. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know. I want to give you guys a sneak preview, but we're really
nice.
excited about this one. And especially Jules, because Gridluster is based in Ontario. So he's out near the Hamilton area right now.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got some, and he was living in Toronto too. So some, Toronto flavor in there.
Toronto love. All been here.
It's quite a bit different than my usual stuff too. It's kind of almost like a dance track. It's pretty intense, but we're pretty proud of it too.
I love the name.
Yeah,
I know.
I think
Dennis,
we've played some Gridluster before on State of Synth.
Yeah, totally.
I know he keeps messaging me asking if I can somehow squeeze him into one of our DJ nights here in Toronto, but I mean they're few and far between, and I keep trying to find an opportunity to slot him in because he wants to at least stand somewhere and do something a little bit off the cuff, right, with a DJ controller or something like that, or his equipment. But one of these days.
One of these days. Yes, let's get into it. I can't wait to play this song. Jules.
Okay, quick shout out to Super Space Cat, who has joined us in the IRC. And so this is Gridluster and Nightflyer, both Canadian, both in Ontario, with the track Dragon Temple, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Grid Luster with Nightflyer with Dragon Temple. I love the name Dragon Temple. Who thought of the name Dragon Temple? Because that's really cool.
Yeah, it was Grid Luster, and then I added some of the elements, and I was like, oh my god, these fit the name so well. And I created some artwork that you'll see next month, and it just all kind of came together like that.
You said this is going to be on his album, right?
Yep, that's right.
I love the hand claps.
On Girlfriend Records, all right.
On Girlfriend Records. Go out and pre-order this when it becomes available, because this is going to be some amazing stuff.
Sounded amazing.
Yeah, March 29th, people.
It reminded me a little bit of that French Touch kind of vibe. It was like if chillsynth did French Touch, or French Touch did chillsynth, I guess, depending on which way you want to look at it. Chicken or egg kind of thing. But yeah.
That track is, I would be surprised if that doesn't get uploaded up to New Retrowave with a cool little animation going on.
Oh, for sure.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's. So, by the way, you did mention that New Retrowave put one of your tracks up, right?
Hyperion with Faulty Lights.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Yeah.
That must have been...
just kind of blew my mind. Like
Faulty
Lights was monitoring their submission portal because it's notoriously inactive.
Yeah.
But, I didn't even realize they uploaded it until people were like giving me congratulations. I was like, wait, what? What's happening? It was so cool to see a channel I've been following for over 8 years to have one of my tracks on there. Just surreal.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of artists out there that it probably takes 8 years for them to finally get one of their songs uploaded.
I mean, the hardest part is just finding the window. Like,
I know. I love when the window opens every time that time of year, and those artists start sending out the memes.
There should be like a bell that like rings, like a cattle bell or something.
I love that.
Everyone flocks. Send.
So, Flyer, you were saying that you used to use GarageBand. What are the tools of the trade now?
What's your DAW of choice?
Yeah, what's your DAW of choice?
Oh, my DAW of choice. Oh, yes. I took a pretty typical path, I think, for someone who used GarageBand. I graduated to Logic Pro, and I kind of haven't looked back.
Make a note.
He asks this question every single show.
What? It's interesting.
You can set a clock by it. You really can.
I mean, like, artists are pretty nerdy, so we love talking about the software and the tools we use.
And I like to remind Dennis, like 90% of our listeners are artists. So,
yeah.
Everyone's got their favorite tools and thoughts on things.
We should do a tech show one of these days. I had a couple ideas for like a tech show. Basically, you just talk shop the whole show, and it's just like you just nerd up and you just start talking all
percentage you set your gain on the side chain with the reverb and the VST and the
exactly. And then I'm like,
that's
thinking about
language, so I don't see the problem.
I'm like, nobody's gonna listen to this unless you're a producer. And then I'm like feeling like I don't even know if I want to sit in on a show like that. So quickly canned it.
But Mr. Flyer, Dave 808 Turner in the chat wants to know what your favorite VST is.
Oh yeah, so I use Diva from Yui a lot. I love that one. But I actually used Spire. I got Spire really recently. I know it's an older synth, but that's actually all over Dragon Temple. It has like the perfect modern EDM vibe that I was looking for.
Sweet. Well, there you go, Mr. Turner.
I like
Diva and Spire.
I like the EDM when EDM meets stuff like synthwave or house, or well, I guess EDM is very close to house. But
electronic, anything you stick electronic into any other type of music, and it just becomes so much better.
Yeah, I think that's like Essinger is like one of my favorites. It's kind of like EDM meets indie meets emo meets synthwave.
Trance
meets trance.
Techno meets
vocoder.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, all right. So, do you ever have vocals in your music? I'm trying to think back of any of the tracks that I've heard, and I have yet to hear vocals from anything that I've listened to. Is that anything?
Yeah, I don't really work with vocals that much, and by that much I mean at all. At most I'll use Vox samples or ad libs or something, but I haven't sat down with the vocalist and written a song based on vocals. But I also don't see it out of the realm of possibility. Like I can totally see like a kind of like dreamy wave track, and like with vocals, like something like
that could be your side project.
That'd be so cool.
What do we think of what is it? Day roller?
Day crawler.
That could be your side project, and could it be like all up tempo 90s house
with Dennis's vocals,
with my vocals?
Yeah, only after he's had Starbucks.
Only after I had Starbucks and 2 beers, and then I'm on fire at that point. But it is interesting because vocals are very polarizing, especially in this genre of music. So there's always going to be people who are dead set against it, and then there's people who just love it. Like Von Kaiser is like, well, we're not going to do a song unless it has vocals on it. And then there's people who are like, never say never, and you kind of stay in the middle ground, and it's cool. It's cool to experiment, and I kind of like both styles in music. Is it styles? Yeah, it's a style, I guess.
Each has their place.
It does. So I feel like each one can kind of like be good for a specific situation. So
yeah, I'm finding like when I listen to synthwave these days, I prefer to listen to vocals. But then like chill synth, vocals are pretty rare. They're not.
Yeah.
They do exist and they are well done when they're around. But
I guess with chill synth you need a specific kind of vocalist or sampling, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Go with the mood of the music.
Yeah, Hotel Pools and Youth 83 I think came out with a track. I can't remember the vocalist's name, but it's really recent and it's it's so good.
Hotel Pools. Now they're another, to me, like I can't think of anything they ever done with any type of vocals, but that's interesting. And then there's people who like Lavenu, who just put out literally like one track with vocals, and it like blew everybody away. You're not allowed to have vocals that good when you primarily do music without vocals, and then it comes out with a vocal track and it's just incredible. But I like it. I like them both, like I said, for different reasons, and I think it's just groovy that we can kind of do anything we want in this medium. We can, if we want to have like crazy 80s metal hairband kind of stuff, AOR rock, you could do it. You can also do this more chilled, laid back, driving at night or flying at night, and just kind of doing that side of the coin too. Like I think it's great that you have that freedom. Is there any future for any other type of projects that might kind of break out of the box for you, or are you just kind of like in your zone right now? Because it seems like you kind of have like, you have your vibe, and I'm just kind of curious as to whether or not anything's come along, maybe some, stuff that we're not supposed to say, collabs for the future. We're trying to get as much dirt out of you as we can. That's kind of like what we do. Just to get you to spill all your secrets.
I do really like ambient music, and so I may come out with some dark ambient stuff in the future. You may see some stuff from Megas and I. There's nothing concrete, but he's really talented at like the darker ambient style, like shorter 2-minute tracks. But I think that's really fun to make, and it's kind of still synthwave, chill synth adjacent almost. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I didn't realize Megas is from France.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
he's so good.
The French usually are with electronic music.
Yeah, they do that really well. Well, very good. I think we are deserving to play another track for our own enjoyment, and hopefully for the listeners' enjoyment out there. And the next track here, I think this is the last track that we have from you. This is a track that is entitled Thought Patterns. And is this a new one? I believe this was a new one as well, correct?
Yeah, so this one, I'm actually giving it to you so far in advance because I don't actually know the release date, but Thought Patterns is it's an early submission for an upcoming Girlfriend Records compilation. It'll probably be released at some point in May.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you consider yourselves blessed on this day.
We are. Honestly, we are blessed. Whenever we have even one premiere from any artist on the show, like, we feel like we are blessed, and also blessed that we can also gift our listeners with a little bit of new stuff that they're not going to even hear yet, just to have a little something to...
2 months from now, they're going to be hearing this track going, I swear I heard this before.
Right. Yeah. I can't remember where, but I heard this song somewhere.
Well, this time, you heard it here first, State of Sin.
You heard it here first on the State of Sin.
So tell us a little about this track.
Yeah, so it's called Thought Patterns. It's kind of like a cross between chillsynth. Has that slow vibe filled with like huge reverb, huge synth, but it has a bit of a dreamwave vibe as well. Like just one of the synth lines in particular, I was like, wow, this kind of goes right back to my first EP, Daydreams. Just really, like, I don't know, I love that combination. So being able to combine the two genres into one track was really satisfying for me.
Well, awesome. All right, well, let's play it. Ready, Dennis?
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Sasha Karakurt over in YouTube.
Sasha Karakurt.
Thanks for tuning in.
Shout out.
Yeah, so here it is. This is Nightflyer with a track that you won't be able to get for a little while yet. This is Thought Patterns right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Nightflyer with Thought Patterns. Yeah, I dig that.
Yes, a very early preview.
Yes, indeed.
Very, very, very early.
Very, very, very.
By the way, a quick shout out to Zen, who joined us in the IRC chat, as well as Bad Guys Get Dead,
Hey!
who I believe is visiting Toronto in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be hooking up with him. Maybe at Tilt we'll go some rounds on pinball or arcade machines or something.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that. Another selfie. Yeah.
Very cool.
Maybe we'll drag you out, Mr. Flyer.
Oh yeah. Just let me know when.
All right.
Out in the boot in Toronto.
Out in the boot. We don't sound like that.
I think that's how we say it in New Jersey. I think it's more making fun of a New Jersey dialect than it is making fun of a Torontonian. That's like Quentin Tarantino fans.
That's different.
That's you gotta like certain movies to be that.
How many Tarantino-onians are in Torontonian? That's what I want to know. I don't know.
I don't know, but that's the best tongue twister I've ever heard.
I'm surprised they haven't got that out. So off air, while we were playing this song, we were talking a little bit about food because, really, honestly, we talk about food and drinking and eating and music. That's literally like our lives. But and a little bit of McRibs. And you had mentioned that you're a vegetarian, and I was telling you that we have just this off the hook veganish cheesesteak. It is the best cheesesteak you will ever have in your life. You can get it right here in Philly, and it's at a place called Veganish. So we're not sponsored by them at all, but if you're in Philly and you're...
Where's my check?
Where's my money? No, seriously, if you're in Center City, Philly, get yourself some Veganish. It is actually right across the street from where I work, and it's just phenomenal. I love the fact that, like, when you do have vegetarian stuff, like, they pack it with so much flavor that it's almost like they have to overcompensate the fact that there's no meat in it, so they just make it, like, extra juicy and yummy and spicy and flavorful, and I think that's just... I'm definitely not afraid of going that route if I had to, but so far I'm good. I'm good with my McRibs or my whatever I'm having. But now you're saying they have vegan fast food as well. So how does that even work?
Yeah, I mean it's common, but there's a place in Toronto called Odd Burger, for example. Again, not sponsored, I promise. But yeah, they make stuff based on like Burger King's burgers or McDonald's, or they have like souvlaki, and it's so good.
There's also a taco place that's all vegan.
Yes, tacos. Yeah, Mexican food is so good when it's vegetarian or vegan. And speaking of off the hook, I know you just said off the hook, Dennis, but there's a really cool fish and chips place called Off the Hook.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they make they have like a vegetarian fish and chips.
Is that the one in Kensington Market?
No, it's on the Danforth near Broadview Station.
Oh, okay. Close to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's really good. It's like banana blossom. It's so tasty.
All right, so
by the way,
that's amazing.
Quick shout out Sasha Karakurt over on YouTube is tuned in from Russia. So привет.
Very nice.
Das Vidania.
Yeah.
That's always good to... It's amazing how...
Sorry, Sasha. I said kagdala, as in how are you?
And I can't
I typed it out in English.
I'm not even going to try, honestly. The only thing I do... Like, my thing is, they'll be like, yeah, I'm down with Russians. I will make my smiley face, and I won't use the colon. I'll just use the... What is it? The ellipse? Is that the ellipse? I just use like 1,000 of the ellipses because I learned that from our Russian producers. That's like when you're really, really laughing and things are really, really funny. It's just a bunch of the, you don't
use the colon in a smiley.
No, you don't even need it. You don't even need it. You just got just keep the smile part, and put 1,000 of them, and it's like that makes it like extra funny. So I'm cool.
I'm hip. I'm with it.
So all right, we've talked music. We've talked food, mostly food.
Let's talk about Mr. Flyer. If you could, would you play live?
That's a good question. I've been asked that before, and it's always just like I don't know. Like I play a keyboard very much off and on. I was trying to practice more consistently in December, and then of course I got all these collaborations and other projects, and I was like, no, I'll just put off the practice for later.
But could you see yourself doing it in the future?
Like maybe. I mean, for now, it was enough for you to just play my stuff at Tilt, and for me to be there, and that was really cool. That was probably the closest I'd get to playing live in the near future. Maybe
we'll get you DJing like Gridluster wants to.
Oh my god, yeah.
You could DJ your tunes.
I feel like
bring him up and have him play that sick bass from Dragon Temple.
Yes. That type of music to me always lends itself to like a good light show or some sort of visual. Like I know Tycho, which you had mentioned earlier. Tycho did a whole thing which was like an audio video type of experience where you get the visuals and you get the music, and it's kind of like trippy, and you can kind of chill out, and it's like, you know, if you partake in, I guess, substances, not saying that you're, you know,
like coffee.
Yeah, right. If you partake in coffee or you know, I don't know, you can kind of just do your thing. It's whatever you want to do, and you experience it, and you get to see both the music and see the visuals and get in the zone in that way. So I think that's always fun to kind of have that audiovisual experience. But
I have to shout out Hello Meteor here too, because he is so good at combining visuals, both like in his art, but also he has amazing footage on his YouTube channel.
It's an art form. So well. It really is. Some of the videos that I've seen are just incredible. Almost like the videos are first and, you know, out front, you know, and the music's kind of like in the background in that, you know, certain instances and stuff like that. So shout out to anybody who can really put together some Adobe Premiere or whatever the hell you kids are using these days.
I don't understand how producers, musicians can find the time not only to produce the music and probably have a day job as well, but also the social media, and then to do video production or making light shows, for instance, like David does with all their live shows and stuff. Von Kaiser. I don't understand it. I mean, after a full day of work, the last thing I want to do is work. Right. I want to flop down and watch retro TV shows or something.
Yes, that's commendable, honestly.
Yeah, it's amazing. Honestly.
Much respect to you artists. So yourself, we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, speaking of socials too, I know you mentioned socials.
Where can we find you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're not on Facebook, are you?
Not on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook. I've been using Instagram so much more recently, especially since Twitter became X.
What about Threads?
I am on Threads. I don't use it as much as I should probably, but I feel like that's probably the case for most people.
Yeah, I think
I am active, so you can hit me up on there. But yeah, Instagram if you want to contact me. I'm on SoundCloud too, so sometimes I get messages there, but I use Instagram the most these days.
Sweet. And of
if
course,
we're talking about combining music and visuals, that's like really what I love.
It's the quickest, easiest way. And so your music is nightflyer.bandcamp.com. If people want to buy your music, they can also find it on Girlfriend Records, which is girlfriendrecords.bandcamp.com. And of course, you're on all the streaming services, whatever. Do you use DistroKid to push your stuff out?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so whatever DistroKid pushes to, which is like 90 different streaming services.
I can't even keep track anymore.
Some of the names I saw, I was like, I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, I'm just like Spotify. Okay, that's fine. Apple Music, sure.
Apple Music, Spotify, that's key.
And Deezer.
Deezer.
Yeah, I'm on Deezer. Yeah.
Does it do Tidal as well?
Oh my god, I think so. Honestly, I can't even tell you off the top of my head. That's sad.
I know Tidal pays well, but I mean, there's no streams there. Like, I don't know anyone who uses Tidal.
Yeah, no. I want to start using Deezer just so I can tell people that I use Deezer. They'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, I use.
Sounds like the start to a bad joke or prank.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to try stuff out. I really enjoyed Napster when Napster went legit. I loved Napster. Like, the legitimized Napster was actually pretty cool. You could like download the music like right off of it was like not that, it was pretty recent. It was, you had an Android app, they had an Android app, and you would cache the music locally. So you would download it, but Spotify just wants to stream everything, but you could actually like cache like the last 50 songs that you played on the Android device, and you could play it back offline, which was really cool.
Usually my playlists on Spotify, I mark them as make available offline.
Yeah.
It wasn't until recently that the subways in Toronto had cellular service, right? Internet. So
right.
Yeah, actually it's been huge like since they changed it. It's so nice.
Yes, like you can watch YouTube, you can stream things. I can free up space on my phone now.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Anyway, I'm a LimeWire kid.
LimeWire.
Although I don't miss the days of downloading an MP3 and it not being the MP3 that you wanted.
It's like porn or it's just some
or
country song.
Like I don't know, just a different song.
Hack your computer with sounds. I don't know. Like I feel like it was really hit or miss with LimeWire, where sometimes I would just play a song and it would just be like this screeching. Like almost like they took like
it was like a fake or something.
They take like they take like a AutoCAD file or something, and they like they rename the extension right, and it's like, hey, look, kids, come and get this. And I never really understood the science behind that. I think it was the record companies that were trying to throw people off. Yeah. So they would upload garbage,
poison the well.
And then you're like, this LimeWire shit, I'm gonna go buy my music legitimately from the big labels. And like that was their plan. I think it kind of worked to a degree because everything's kind of legal now. Like what was the last time you went on to get something mischievously
well, that's anything that exists on big labels, because one of the things I like about Bandcamp and Beatport and stuff is, as a DJ, you can actually get the MP3s, right? And I refuse to sign up for a DJ crate service yet.
Right. So
let's say I want to buy a Michael Jackson track. If it's not on any of these services, I can't get it without pirating it.
Right.
Like it's just, they make it impossible unless I go buy a CD and rip it, which is stupid.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious.
I don't understand why these labels refuse to sell MP3s. It's not like
I think they do now, though. Amazon does.
Amazon, but you're not. No, actually, you have to use. You have to be on Amazon Prime's music service to be able to get that.
It's all garbage.
Which is not open in Canada because of probably some licensing rules with the labels and the artists and the this and that and the other, right?
God,
so I don't know.
People? Everyone just use Backpack.
I miss the iTunes store, honestly.
Yeah. See, one thing, I was never an Apple fan, so iTunes kind of annoyed me because I used to manage all my music in folders on the hard drive, and iTunes doing its whole, let me import that for you, and I'm gonna change the bit rate for you.
And here's the YouTube album while we're at it. Like, no, stop.
Right? And every time I want to transfer the music, you needed an iTunes to transfer the
that's the thing that drove me nuts.
Just show me a folder so I can drag files.
I just want to drag it from one folder to the next. It is amazing how far we've come along.
Yeah, yes.
And so many great places.
In this day and age of streaming, I think they should make it easier, and like Sony and EMI or whoever, they should make their artists available on MP3, because it's not like there's a big scene out there using MP3s. It's only going to be us dedicated individuals.
That's it.
Who would pirate it anyways.
Power to
Everyone
the
else
people.
is streaming.
Yes. All right. They're going to make that happen. I know it. Yes. I have faith, Jules.
I know Sony's listening right now.
Sony is always listening.
Popular, and they're listening to us right now.
Yes. Everyone cares what we have to say.
So on that note,
with that, I think we've said all we could say at this point. It was an absolute pleasure having you on, Mr. Flyer. And
thank you so much. It was so fun, honestly.
I hope to see you again in person at some point.
Yes, definitely.
As I said, it doesn't have to be a concert. If you're not going to the midnight, maybe you can hook up with Bad Guys Get Dead and myself and game a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll meet you at Tilts.
Yeah.
And Gridluster too.
Yeah. Nice. Yes. Bring them out.
All you Canadians just having so much fun up there. And I'm
so good.
just stuck in New Jersey.
I've been down there. It's your turn to come up here.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. All right, I'm working on that. Don't hold your breath. But I do have a passport. I got to get my money's worth out of my passport. So maybe, who knows?
There you go.
You got to show me around. Show me where the McRibs are, and all the cool. Because again, like the big screen, like you guys, like it's kind of like a
obsessed with the big screen.
It's like a cyberpunk city in some of the blocks.
That's just Young and Dundas.
Yeah, and
I see pictures
down near the ACC, like where our sporting arenas are, like because you got the CN Tower, the Dome.
Yeah, all that cool stuff.
Ripley's Aquarium and everything. Things look a little bit crazy down there, which is nice. And then the rest of the city is more or less, average.
All right. Well, don't ruin my dreams, Jules. And also, if you want me to come up, you got to play it up. You got to build it up in my mind. So get me excited.
It is the biggest, greatest city in the world.
Come for the the giant screens, and stay for the vegan food. There you go.
Yes,
there you go.
And have a cup of Tim Hortons while you're at it.
Yeah, there you go. Or
Starbucks.
Yeah. Starbucks.
Better McDonald's. But Mr. Flyer, I've put in links to the chats, nightflyer.bandcamp.com, girlfriendrecords.bandcamp.com. And of course, listeners, head over to Spotify, look for Nightflyer. You'll find all his tracks there. Sir, thank you. It was an honor to have you on the show tonight.
That was an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
All right. Indeed. Can't wait for March 29th, you said Grid Luster's album's coming out, right?
Yeah, that's when the single is coming out. I can't remember when the album's coming out.
Cool. Sweet.
All right, very good. Mr. Jules, why don't we go ahead and jump into another track here, my good friend?
All right, well, let's do it. What do we have? Ooh, yes. Finnish artist Glow9 dropped a new single last week. This is Magnetize, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Glowline with Magnetize. Very
Man,
cool.
it's a great track. Glowline always kills it.
Yes, he does. I like that guy a lot. Very rad stuff.
By the way, quick shout out. Adam Morgan has joined us in the YouTube.
Hey.
And Johnny 5 is alive in the IRC.
It's been a minute since we've seen our good buddy Johnny 5, so thanks for hopping in. And I think we got one more track we're going to play, just a little 1-2 punch that we're going to do here.
Oh, you found this one. This is some... So we have a submission from a synthwave AOR band out of the UK named Castell. And if you like the Runaway Wild or LeBrock like I do, then this will be right up your alley.
Yeah.
This is a good find. This is Castell with Beach Coma right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Castell. Castell?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Castell.
Yeah, very good. With Beach Coma. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like that over-the-top 80s hairband kind of vibe and whatnot. I dig it. I think it's cool. Mm-hmm. So submissions is what at? Submit.nightride.fm?
You got it.
So there it is.
So if you've got submissions, if you want us to consider it for the show here, the State of Synth, or even Karin's show, or to have it stuck into the 24/7 rotation, just hit up submit.nightride.fm.
Yeah, it's really, really easy. You just fill out the form. We promise we keep our... We're like Taco Bell. we're always open when you need us. You can just go fill out the form. It's not going to be closed. And we might take 2 months to look at it, but it's always open.
We're not Night Ride, though. Or, sorry, we're not, what is it? New Retrowave.
Yeah. You don't have to,
our submit form is always open.
Not, just, clamoring to the gates.
Hard time keeping up.
Rushing to hit send. And, so we're always open. We're here for you. We're here for you 24/7. Of course, with the station, 24/7 synthwave in your ears, all over the place, just slapping it all around and flapping it all around.
And let's not forget, Night Ride not only has this station that you listen to, which is the synthwave radio for neon nostalgia, but there's also chillsynth FM, which is one of our more popular ones. There's also the data wave FM, and there's space synth, and there's dark synth, and there's EBSM radio, and then of course our partner, the 80s guy.
Yeah. So we got lots of different.
We got music for you.
It's sort of like, seitan cheesesteak, where we're just packed with different kinds of flavors, and depending on what you like.
Isn't it called zetans or something?
I can't say words.
Satan, okay.
It's those Satan burgers. Those Satan burgers are good. They're mighty tasty.
Shout out to Jax, who joined us in the IRC, and our buddy Dark Ludus over the YouTubes.
There he is. Well, very good. All right, so without further ado, I think we need to jump into letting everybody know about these tours that are going around, because there's tours.
Speaking of this one, so let's kick off right now. If you're down under Australia, the Midnight is in town. They're here from tonight. So it says February 29th, but I guess that's our time. It's technically tonight, the 28th for us, which is the 29th for them. The Midnight's in town until March 2nd or 1st, whichever day you fall on, because they're in the future.
Right.
And we got to do a quick shout out to our friends from New Zealand. Retro Hit Radio, who apparently moved to Melbourne?
I think so, yeah.
So they're going to the shows tonight, and they're repping, not only are they repping their Retro Hit Radio shirt, but they got a State of Synth shirt.
It's amazing. I'm blown away. Thank you so much, everyone over there at, it's just, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much for being a part of our show, because we syndicate. You know what?
We keep forgetting to mention that our show airs on Sundays down on New Retro Radio, which you can find at retrohitradio.co.nz.
Yes.
And it's similar to us. Tune in there. It's an internet radio station.
Yeah, they do a lot of 80s as well. So it's like you get your mix of your 80s and your synthwave.
There you go. The perfect blend.
And we got some listener feedback too, which was great. Mostly good. All of it was good, which was always nice to hear. It's like I hope that he doesn't share the bad feedback with us, because I couldn't take it.
Talk too much about burgers.
Yes, all you guys talk about is McRib conversations, and So shout out to our boys from Down Under. Thank you so much for repping the show. We really appreciate it. And back to the tours. Yeah, what do we got?
So I was saying the Midnight. So folks, if you're Down Under, catch the Midnight while they're in town. March 2nd, which is Saturday night in LA. The Escape from LA event's going down, and that features Let 'Em Riot, Valley Lights, Missing Words, Driver 405. We've had 4 of them on the show.
Yes.
Valley Lights we have yet to get on. And there's going to be a DJ set by Slack Machine, aka Brad Kanan, who we've had on the show. So, enjoy LA.
Very good. March 8th, we have Skylark Cafe. We have The Night Cry, Casual Panic, and, of course, KZL, Keeping It Real in Seattle. So check that out.
Yeah. Let's see. March 13th to the 19th, Cannons is in Europe on tour. And they're bringing along Nina and Radio Wolf on their tour. So,
that's awesome.
That's going to be in Europe and the UK, March 13th to the 19th.
And then we have, what do we have? March 29th, we have Devil Dance. We have North Innsbruck, our good old buddy. And
Swear machine.
Swear machine. I was gonna say a slack machine, but with a Z, because yeah, it's a cool name. I dig it. All words that begin with Z are always cool. And then we have the trapezoids. Trapezoids, very good. I need to make the screen bigger.
That goes down in Minneapolis.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have here? A couple more. Dig into April.
All right, so April 13th, VHS Cyber Night Volume 3 is going down in Budapest, Hungary, and that features Dandroid, Kai Steel, and Gridscape.
Very good. I'm not even paying attention anymore. April 18th, we have the Substitution with KZL, Holy Water, VHS Celebs.
Substation.
And, yes, that's right. I'm trying to hit the zoom on my browser. We're so unprofessional. I could just see the feedback coming in now.
Wow. So this one's, Carnes Oily, Holy Water,
it's
VHS
a good show.
Celebs,
Dennis just can't read anymore.
But you know what? You can do this final one here. The big one.
All right. This is a big show in the desert. This is Neotropolis, of course, with Starcadian. Gonna be incredible, I know. Street Cleaner, Megatronics, Knight Rider 87, Power Rob, Starfarer, VHS Celebs, and more to be announced. That is in the Mojave Desert in the old US of A.
April 24th to the 28th.
Yes. It's going to be...
Of course, folks, if you want to find this list, just go to Google and type Synthwave Events, and the first link that pops up is the Night Ride FM blog, Synthwave Events.
And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, so let's go into this next track. Go ahead, Jules. Go ahead, set this up.
We got another back-to-back tracks. So what happens when you combine the talents of LA artist Shadowrunner and the band At 1980, which is, of course, comprised of Josh Daly and Adrian Michelina? Well, you get this fresh new track available on New Retrowave right now. This is At 1980 and Shadowrunner with Pieces of Me right here on Night Ride FM.
Night, but it feels like home.
And that was Pieces of Me by Ad1980 and Shadowrunner. Cool track. Dig it.
Good old Josh Daly on the vocals there.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. And I believe we have another track here, another 1-2 punch. So we're going to go ahead and slap this one on you here. So this is one of our Finnish friends.
Yeah, we've got another fresh Finn release.
Fresh Finn.
This time from artist Ferris Melick. This is Dual Heart, his second single from the upcoming album dropping in March. And you're hearing it right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was, I'm not saying it, Jules.
Ferris Melick.
Because I would have said Malik, and that would have been like really, really off. Because
well, you could be. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it the Finn way, so who knows?
We need to have him on the show so he can explain how to pronounce his own damn name.
I've always liked his music. Great synthwave artist.
Always good stuff. We are at the tail end of our show, so now is the point where we talk about different ways you can support the show. How can we support the show? I mean, not how can we? We already support the show because it's our show.
There's always a Patreon. If you like the 6-7 stations that Night Ride is pumping out 24/7, you can go to patreon.com/NightRideFM and become a Patreon. Anything counts because it costs money to have these servers and bandwidth cranking this stuff out.
Oh God, yeah.
And of course, you have awesome little shows like ourselves, the State of Synth. We've got Karin's show. You've also got other DJs jumping in, doing random ad hoc.
We got some Runer. We got
live set. Runer.
Got Dread. Dread does a mean dark synth set every Friday.
Evil as well.
Yeah.
So once in a while, you jump in, and of course, I've seen Z actually do a set or two.
Yeah. He's slacking.
Vosto, what about Vosto? Is he still doing something?
Every now and then. He's skiing right now. He's skiing. It's ski season. He's living the dream.
Special.
Yeah. He's got to make that money. Got to make the money while you can, because it doesn't snow all the time.
If you want to support Dennis and I directly, the State of Synth, you can head over to thestateofsynth.com. Up in the top right, I believe, there's a buy us a beer link. which might help pay for our Zencaster subscription or help get us drunk. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah, it's all good.
Of course,
goes to a good
there's
place.
more. Yes, Dennis. Thanks to Dennis, all our shows are uploaded to thestateofsynth.com. You can also get our show notes and
stuff. You can get awesome stuff for free for the show because we love you guys. We love our listeners. Thank you so much for all the supporting. Even if you just give us a little bit of a like or a share on social media, it's always helpful to get the word out. Lets more people know. And shout out to all of our Australian listeners, though. Like, it's really nice to see so much support from our Australian listeners. You guys are amazing.
That's why we sent the Midnight down to see you.
Yeah,
that was our thanks to you.
We gifted you the Midnight because we appreciate all the support that you've given us. So you're welcome.
By the way, speaking of the Midnight and Down Under, once again, want to shout out to our sister radio, our friendly sister radio, Retro Hit Radio, down in New Zealand.
Retro Hit Radio.
Melbourne now? I don't know. But
they're pumping it out somewhere down under.
If you like Night Ride, you'll like that station as well. And as you said, they'll also throw in some 80s for you.
Yeah, 80s to boot.
So I guess that's it. That's what our show. Big shout out and big thanks to our guest Nightflyer, an amazing producer.
Yes.
And, we've got music coming from him, so that's awesome.
And
Dennis, by the way,
yes.
Aero Team has stated that Vasto is back as of today.
Oh, very nice.
He's done skiing, so there you go. So you might hear some Vasto sets on nightride.fm.
Nightride.fm or nr.fm if you're cool or just lazy to type in for letters and one period. Come check us out, listen to us, support us, like us. We thank you. We love you all. We will see you next week. We do it all over again. And right now, I think we're going to leave you out here with one.
Yes. I was like, I saved the best for the last. No, I didn't. This isn't the best, but it is,
We love our pitch.
We're going to play you all out with this relaxing, fresh song from LA artist Droid Bishop. You know what? The ARPs there's not as many arpeggiated vibes in this one.
Less ARPs.
You're going to recognize his sound, but he's been leaning into the more peaceful vibes. Oh. So, we're going to play you out with Dabish with The Beach from all of us here at Night Ride FM. Have a great night.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.